Okay, welcome everyone to Zine Club, the first Monday of the month at 4 p.m. May the 4th be with you. Today's Star Wars Day, and we have Liz Wiegard. And I want
Hello.
to hear all about your zine making process. And thank you for donating so many zines to the Van Nuys Library. We have many of your zines in the collection, and everyone can check them out with their library card and see the collection looking up by author name, zine maker name on lepl.org. And take it away. Thank you.
Hi. I'm Liz, and I have some new ones that I'll give to the library at some point. Uh, but I have just like a little presentation that I made about making zines on Canva. So if everyone can see this, this is it's not like a PowerPoint. This is the actual zine file that I made in Canva so that I can show you kind of all the elements involved and I can show you how it was all kind of put together. And then uh, it also is an actual paper zine that I'll put a link to a Google Drive in the chat, and then you can download it and you can print it yourself if you want, or just read it digitally. But you can kind of, if you need it as kind of like a resource for how to make scenes on Canva like I do, you can save it and and keep it. But yeah, here's my zine. And like I said, this is my actual zine file in Canva that I made. So you'll kind of notice as I highlight over everything, all the little elements that have gone into this zine, and I'll kind of explain everything. But just from the beginning, I just wanted to I have my little spiel here. You can make zines literally any way you want. You can do it digitally or you can cut real paper and glue it down. All formats and forms of zine making are valid. I personally enjoy creating zines digitally because I just find the process more enjoyable than cutting and gluing, a little less messy myself. My handwriting isn't great, so I find digitally created zines to be a little bit more readable myself. Plus, I think digital tools inspire more creativity for me, but some people don't enjoy working on computers and would rather use pens, scissors, and glue and tape, and that is awesome too. So here's just my title page, just with a bunch of kind of random generic clip art from Canva. Step one, concept and content. This is just about, at the end of the day, your concept and your story is what's most important in your zine, more than visuals and aesthetics and everything. So this is kind of my process for making zines from beginning to end. So at the very beginning, develop your ideas, write out the text content of the zine in a note or a Word file. And here's actually like a tiny little screenshot of a note file that I wrote, things to do instead of doom scrolling, which ended up becoming this scene that I made. I did some art and kind of, formatted into a zine. So this note turned into this scene. I keep a running list on my notes app or on my phone of zine ideas. I come up with an idea, but I don't have time to make the zine. I'll bank it for later. Then, when I have some time and creative juices flowing, I'll consult my list, I'll pick an idea, and I'll work on making it a zine. Don't worry about your formatting or aesthetic just yet. This is where you get all your ideas out and written down. This is the story or the structure of the zine. Just like a book or movie, the story or content of the zine is ultimately the most important part. A movie with good cinematography can still be crappy if the story and writing is bad. So take your time with the content, flush it out, and research your ideas. Now, to get into a little bit of the more technical thing, which is when you have your idea all fleshed out and you're going to actually start creating your file, this is where we're going to start. So, um, you're going to determine what size of zine you're going to make, whether it's going to be like a mini. Here, one second. I'll put my da-da-da, here so you can see me. I'll put my beep. If you can see I've got my little mini zines. or if you want to do a quarter size or a half size. I'm just showing you these examples because I've got kind of some presets you can use if you're trying to aim for a certain size zine. But when you're going to start, you're going to look for this button right here, custom size. So I'll show you if we're going to start from the beginning and make a new zine, we'll go right here to custom size. These are all this it's not going to automatically populate these, but these are just ones that I've used in the past. So if you're trying to work like me, where you do a zine page by page, kind of like how this one is page by page, you can figure out what size you're going to do and then just have your paper automatically formatted to that size. And so you can figure out everything. And then, so here's just a little example of a quarter size zine I made, the pages laid out. I usually have an idea going into the creation of a zine about what size it will be. If I'm doing something that is very content heavy, I will make it into a quarter or a half size. If I want it to be something small and fun and easily tradable, I'll make a mini size. And then once you've got your file kind of prepped and named it, if you look right up here, I've named this zine presentation, how to make zines on Canva. Then you can get into the fun visual part, which is the formatting and moving things around and adding pictures and textures and everything like that. So where you're pasting in blocks of text, you can then play with font, color effects, layering images, etc. I'll usually start my design by establishing a background texture. In this instance, for my True Blood zine, I decided my texture would be blood splatter. So I actually copy pasted this whole page directly from the zine, and I just wanted to highlight so you can see all the different elements that I've included in here. And I just wanted to make it kind of very visually full. So I've got like 4 or 5 different blood splatters. I've got 3 pictures. I've got my little text and my title, and everything is kind of layered on top of each other to make this kind of, I don't know, cool, morbid, gory effect. I copy pasted segments of text and then I made sure they were readable. Here I put the words over a black background so they stood out against the blood splatter. Then I'll add images. I will often remove the backgrounds digitally to help images fit better into the composition, similar to cutting out images for a collage with paper and scissors. You can also add further texture by putting frames on photos. These photos from True Blood have digital frames to make them look like ripped paper glued in. And I'll zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see this picture has a little frame on it to make it look like ripped paper, and so does this picture of Suki and Bill, all of them. I was trying to go for like a more natural kind of collage look with all of this. You can also format the pages in Microsoft Word or Google or Pages, but with a little less versatility and customization. If working in a text file, just adjust your margins to take up less space. When I'm doing a very text-heavy zine, I'll write out all the text in a Pages doc, and then I'll adjust the margins. I'll plug in the pictures and resize them and adjust the font so that I'm hitting the page count that I want. So here's just 2 examples of pages from more text-heavy zines that were just formatted in Google Pages because it's pretty much just text with a little bit of pictures sprinkled here and there. And then once you've got basically your zine complete in the form of each page in order, I'll then download as a PDF or a JPEG. I'll bring it into a booklet formatter, which here I have the Zine Arranger, or I'll use Canva and I'll show you that in a second, how I make a mini zine format. Um, so here's, if you can see this, this is the Zine Arranger. This is a helpful tool because it kind of does everything for you in terms of formatting for like booklets. So this one here, I have it formatted for a mini zine, like a single page, single sheet of paper, 8-page zine. But if I wanted to do like a quarter size zine, it would put all the pages in booklet order so I don't have to worry about manually ordering them because, when you're formatting a booklet, the pages definitely don't go exactly in order when you're incorporating like the folding and the stapling and the cutting. Um, it does half size, quarter size, and this is the tool that I use if I'm doing a half size or a quarter size. If I'm doing a mini zine, I'll show you what I do. This is another little zine that I made, and then let me see, move this to the bottom. And basically, I just went page by page and then I saved all my pages as JPEG files and I literally just pasted them into this template that I have. And then I kind of arrange everything. And actually, here's the template. I'll bring it to the front so you can see it. This is literally just a generic template that I Googled and saved from Google, and I've been using it ever since. But I'll use that as the template. I'll paste everything as a JPEG in there, and then this is just something that I do, but I also add a little cutting line so that way when I print it, if my printer has any margins on it, I can just take my paper cutter and cut those off and then just be at square one with a full page from, from edge to edge and print it and fold it. And then you get a little zine. And ta-da. I think this was just where I was explaining that whole process. And here's just another picture of another zine that I've done. And then here's just the back page. The zine was made as a presentation for the LA Public Library Zine Club. And just one other thing, it's always important to credit yourself, put your name, put some way that people can reach you with a like a social media handle or a website. And for archival purposes, put when the zine was created. But as you can kind of see, I'll go to the cover here so you can kind of see everything here is just kind of little elements layered on top of each other. And these, as I think I mentioned, were just generic generic elements from Canva. So if I just went over here to elements and I'll put butterfly, you have kind of all these at your disposal, or maybe a more ideal situation would be if you have your own images that you've drawn or like photos that you've taken and you want to incorporate those. That way you're not running into any kind of like copyright issues. You can just upload them straight in there. These are all files that I've uploaded from various scenes, and then you can literally just drag it on there and resize it, arrange it how you want. You can change the font to fit the flow and the aesthetic of your zine. You have all these crazy fonts to play with. And yeah, that's kind of about the gist of it. The real, I think the thing that takes the longest is just locking in, putting all your images in, resizing them, making sure they fit, making sure everything kind of works cohesively as a composition on the whole. And then you've got a zine. And then when it comes time, let's see. Can I move this out of the way, please? When it comes time to saving it, I'll always just download it as a JPEG or a PDF and then go from there. And then you print it and you fold it. And I think that's about it. I kind of blasted through it, but that's my presentation.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love a link to that so we could print it out and make it
Oh
a
yeah.
zine.
Yeah, I'll put that in the chat right now. If anyone wants to save this zine, you can download it and print it yourself and everything. I'll put it
Oh,
in the chat here.
thank you. Yeah, I love the perspective of that digital makes it more, you get more creative digital and how it's different for every person. Like I've done some zines in Canva, but in general I do the paper glue stick. I want to know how does everyone else make zines generally? Who's a zine maker here? John, Monica, Shatia, Renee, have you made zines? But now everyone knows how to make zines with Canva. And John says all different ways. Yeah, I like also how on your animal zine you have on the back it says no AI because I've
Yeah.
seen that come up recently with images that the zine community seems, yeah, to be against AI, but then I see Canva has a generate image option, which I believe is AI.
Yeah, I tend not to use that, and I will caution if you're not pulling in your own elements into Canva, if you're using kind of their stock images, I have run into like ones that very clearly look to be like AI generated, even if I'm not like going in and putting in a prompt and generating like an image that way. If I just look in like the preloaded graphics, some of those do look to be AI. So if you're trying not to use any AI, then that's where I would advise like draw your own pictures or use your own photographs or, you know, cut out images and scan them or however you can to kind of make sure that you're using like original real images.
When you draw your own images, are you drawing digitally?
Me, yeah, I draw just in Procreate on my iPad and then I'll export those as JPEGs and then usually just plonk them right into Canva in the kind of way that I showed.
Oh, that's nice. I haven't used Procreate. Has anyone else used Procreate here on the iPad? Is that a free program?
It's not free. I think, well, I bought it years ago and it was like $20 and it might be more now because everything's getting more expensive, but it's not like a subscription. It's like a one-time purchase and then you have it forever. And it's quite fun for like people who do any kind of art because it's got a lot of versatility and brushes and colors and all that jazz. It's pretty fun. So if I'm drawing any kind of images, I use that and then yeah, I'll just pull them into the zine template that I've got.
Oh, nice. And I know you can get Canva as an app on your phone because I've used it on my phone, even though it's very small. And I've noticed how you can make stickers with pictures if you take pictures on your phone and then you do the magic cutout. So I wonder you could probably use those and maybe in Canva.
Oh yeah, I think so. And then they do have here, I forgot to mention, they do have a maybe I can share my thingy one more time. They do have, like I mentioned, a feature where it'll remove the background of something. Like I'll just maybe try it on here. This I think everything with a little crown is a paid feature, but actually maybe I can do it on here. But this is kind of a handy tool for if you're trying to collage something in, it's pretty handy. But I think as Zeba also mentioned, there's other apps or like other websites online that you can use to do that if you don't want to necessarily pay for like a premium subscription, you can do it for free elsewhere and then bring them in into your template.
Oh, thank you. I'll have to try to make more digital zines because it seems like a great way to even archive them because then you always have your digital file to go back to. Whereas sometimes I misplace my physical original copies, but I do try to scan them as soon as they're done being physically made.
Yeah. I found it also helpful. Like I'll print one. copy and then I'll go through and read it and be like, "Oh, there's a typo on page 4." And it kind of makes it really easy to just go back into that page, fix it, plug that back into your template, and it's fixed within 2 seconds. But I guess if you're doing it by hand, you're probably less likely to write a typo, but you might, and it's a lot easier to me to fix than like white out or putting something on top of it to hide it or something like that.
Thank you. And how many zines would you say you make a month or yeah, how many zines do you make?
It probably depends on how much time I have and if I'm feeling creative, but probably I maybe make like a zine or two a week. So these I've got a few that I've made somewhat recently. But I'm gonna be starting my regular job again in June, so I'm sure I'll have a lot less time to do fun stuff like making zines.
Thank you. And do you table your zines or sell and trade them?
Yeah, I do. I'm at I've been signing up for a few zine fests coming up, and then just kind of craft fairs. I've been trying to incorporate my zines in other events that I do because I also sell like crochet work that I've done, but I'm trying to incorporate zines so that way people who are at the events who may not necessarily be familiar with zines get a little exposure to them and kind of just trying to share the love about zines.
And I'm putting some links to your zines that are in the catalog. So if everyone wants to make a zine, you can also be in the catalog as an author. And then out of our 73 locations in the city of LA, we have 13 or 14 now that have zine collections. The newest one is Palisades Branch Library. Their temporary trailer has a cart of zines, and that's like a mini zine cart. And so they're getting processed there. And so we love adding more and more zines to the collection. And I remember seeing some of these here, and Renee's processed these for us. So here's another one. So you have many different topics. How do you decide? I know you said you kept a notepad. How do you decide what to make a zine about?
It's just kind of uh random ideas that pop into your head, like if you know the term shower thoughts. Like I'll show this one is it's called A Curse for People Who Don't Clean Up After Their Dog. And I had the idea when I was walking my dog and noticing just a lot of other dogs, waste on the ground, and I was just getting really frustrated and angry, and I was like, curse these people. So I wrote it into a zine. And then this one I actually just made today because in Long Beach there's going to be a cat zine fest. I think it's at a place called Cool Cat Collective. They posted on their Instagram that they're accepting submissions. So I made this kitty cat zine. I just worked on that today. So it's just kind of random, I don't know, random ideas. I've got this one I've been watching a lot of Critical Role, and I happen to just want to write a short story about kind of an inept, oblivious bard who is no help at all during a battle. So I wrote this little short story called Bardic Inspiration, and it's kind of the whole range of random ideas that pop into my head. There's not really much rhyme or reason to it. Oh yeah, there you go. The Cat Zine Fest.
Thanks for mentioning that. I passed by that store yesterday when I was in Long Beach, and I remember seeing maybe John, it's on your events page as well for all the Southern California zine events. So that might be a good way for everyone to get inspired to make their first zine, and it can be about cats, and it says you can Submit until July 23rd, or physical copies due by June 19th.
Yeah, I think
Or
this one is kind of more of like a gallery thing than an actual like in-person zine fest because just reading the information about that, it seems like they'll have a display in their shop and then it runs for like I think around a month and then people can look and buy zines and then I think proceeds of that go towards helping cats.
oh, nice. And last year was the first one, it looks like too. Well, I don't have a cat, but I might have to make a cat zine. That's a good motivation to make more zines. I usually just make zines when there's a call to table or a call to something like this, so that motivates me to make zines.
Yeah, same. I was like, I actually don't have any zines about cats, so I guess I should make one so that I can participate maybe.
Oh, cool. And with the website open and we're on May 4th. Oh yeah, this weekend's the LA Art Book Fair in Pasadena, the Printed Matters Art Book Fair. And I've been there on the hunt for zines. They have zines there as well. So everyone let me know how it is. I won't make it this May 7th through 10th.
Yeah, that one's like it's all weekend, I think, so that should be a big one.
And then Mojave Zine Fest this month. I think that one, Printed Matters Art Book Fair. Is it free? Let's, I think it's free to attend, but I don't know. Oh, purchase tickets to the fair. So maybe that one isn't free. Oh, but Sundays it says it's free. So it says opening night is 30, Friday and Saturday are 8 each day, and then Sunday's free. But you have to reserve a ticket. So they have 11 a.m. for free on Sunday and 3 p.m. for free on Sunday. If anyone wants to go for free, but that's in, yeah, Pasadena. The I tabled once for LA Zine Fest and it's, yeah, very crowded. Sunday ticket free. Art Center College of Design. That's cool. They're partnering with the college because it used to be at the Museum of Contemporary Art in downtown LA Mocha, I think. So everyone, let's see how that is. And then there's, oh, USC at the One Archive, May 17th, the LA Queer Zine Fest. I saw them advertising that as well. And another Long Beach one at the end of the month, Biggest Little Zine Fair,
And then
which I
I think the OC one is in August, the OC Zine Fest.
oh yeah, coming up August 15th at the Anaheim Public Library. Oh, and then Black Zine Fest is also in August with the question mark 88. Maybe they're looking for everything says TBA to be announced.
That one might actually be in New York because I remember them announcing it without much information then and I was kind of looking into it more. And unless there's multiple events, I think the one that I've seen like advertised is actually like in Brooklyn. But I could
Yeah, they have one there and they have one here. And the one here is by a different group.
oh, I got you. I
And
think I got them confused then.
yeah, the one for LA is on Instagram here. And they have an update about it. It says Their target date is August 2026 in LA, but they need support, so nothing's set yet, it looks like. But we had them on a Zine Club to talk about how their first one went, and that one's on our YouTube, and it w went very well. So it would be cool to see them back in LA for the next one. And then September and October, and we still haven't announced for LA Zine Fest, but we're aiming for November. But no official announcement yet. So lots of zine events so everyone can make zines. And thank you so much for telling us how to make zines. Any questions for Liz about how to make zines on Canva?
Oh yeah, if you have any questions about the nitty-gritty kind of how to actually do stuff, feel free to ask and I'll show you as much as I know.
There's another event, Saturday, November 21st at Central Library in downtown LA. There's a celebration of authors and zines. It's Independent Voices. They do it every year. I'll be hosting a zine workshop at downtown LA. And then John says, thanks for the tip last time on Zine Arranger. Already used it. Oh, I tried. I haven't used it yet. How did it go, John? Any tips?
I came across an article about women and gender dissident comic artists in Argentina that was so cool that I knew a lot of people would like. And I just really fast put it into a doc and saved it as a PDF and then went to the Zine Arranger and it like formatted it for me instantly. So it's a lot easier than I usually do it because usually I end up moving all the pages around in a doc on my by myself and then so yeah, that worked great. Thanks for that tip. That saved me like 30 minutes at least, 45 probably.
Yeah. Just trying to order pages in booklet order, it kind of breaks my brain. And I tried to like just write it out and be like, okay, so it goes like this. And then I just couldn't get it. So I was Googling tools and I found that one and I was like, okay, okay, this is perfect. This is exactly what I need. And I don't have to do any overtaxing mental work.
Right. Yeah. It's a great source.
Thank you for sharing. So I see we have new joiners, Rosanna, Catherine. Anyone have zine questions or want to tell us about the zine you're working on? Monica. And then we have some teen volunteers here. I don't know if they've made zines before. What are your zines about, Monica?
So I have a couple different ones. So mine is oh, sorry, my laptop is dying right now. So sorry about that. So I do mostly like education zines, um, or like my classes. So I take whatever like the material is that I'm doing in class and then put it in there. And part of it's for projects, and then other parts is just for me to remember the material a little easier. Um, I also have done some celebration of life zines, and I'm currently working on a Mother's Day zine for a friend of mine.
Oh, that's a great reminder. Thanks for sharing Mother's Day and Mother's Day zines. Instead of a Mother's Day card, you can make a Mother's Day zine.
Oh, and I've also done like emotion zines. So like with kids to teach them like different breaths or like emotions are like a wave. And then we do like one where everybody does the ocean page. And then we all like add to it about, what kinds of emotions we might be feeling at like the peak of the wave. And yeah.
Oh, I love that emotion zines. I'll see if we have some here in our collection. I know we have a few hundred, but we're missing probably some subjects. So that'd be good to have. If anyone wants to donate zines to the collection, we can process them and have them in our catalog.
So I'm actually in Sacramento and I don't know how I found out about you guys, but so what about like mailing them over to you guys?
Oh, yes, that works as well. Thank you. Yeah, we have a website with all our addresses for all our different zine locations. So I could put that in the chat. Yeah, we have 14 zine library locations, and the addresses are in our zine collection policy linked right there. Yeah, we're a nice branch.
Very cool. Thank you. Hi, all. My name is Catherine. Uh, I recently started making zines. Not new to the zine space. I think I informally made them before I knew what a zine was. But I most recently started documenting architecture, specifically in BIPOC communities that doesn't get documented formally in academic textbooks or writing. Also to celebrate more Black and Brown communities and seeing that there isn't only a historical impact of redlining, but also that there is something to celebrate and buildings that maybe that have been converted into something that we didn't know has rich history. So I started very early, started writing on Substack, and then from Substack, started then photographing some of these spaces, interviewing folks, like the First AME Church in West Adams, had the opportunity to interview the current pastor and some locals who actually met Paul Revere Williams, who was one of the very first early Black architects licensed in the US during the civil rights movement. And so I've been, in a way, I guess, documenting my community in South Central, but also other communities in Southeast LA, Compton, Watts, and I've dropped them off at laundromats. I write them both in English and Spanish, but haven't entered ever a festival or I don't know. I think soon to be. So I'm excited to do that at some point.
Oh, that sounds awesome. We'd love to have them cataloged in the library as well if you ever want to.
Yes, absolutely. I didn't know that was the thing until you mentioned it today. So definitely will be coming by.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we have a webpage, lapl.org/zines. We have 14 zine library locations, and they'll take your zine if you want to donate it and process it and catalog it. And so we're here at the Van Nuys branch, and there's also collections in almost every region, Western region, Northeast, and we would love to have your zine. And thank you for sharing, Catherine, and hopefully see you at a zine fest in the future as well. And Rosanas is published a zine in the mid 90s, thinking about creating one again. Oh, feel free to let us know what kind of zines did you publish in the mid 90s? Or what kind of zine are you thinking about creating again? Feel free to let us. Or Satya too. Oh, Catherine asked.
Hi, Eva. Thanks for the shout out. This is Shataya.
Yes, tell us about your zines.
Right now I'm still just having a good time with just folding the paper and just kind of collaging. I haven't really put together a particular purpose just yet, but I know that there's a lot of amazing ideas as far as creating some kind of a collection or something that you actually want to pass out or share. So right now I'm mostly just enjoying the tactileness of it, of zine making.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I love collaging and scrapbooking and not even sometimes I just keep the original zine and I don't make photocopies and I just keep building on the like a scrapbook or journal. That's really fun. Thank you for sharing and being here again. And oh, I see Liz has a website so everyone can follow CaliRollArt.com. And Rosanna wrote in the chat, they made a music zine. They were really into Britpop and creative writing, and friends contributed art and poems. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I got into zines in the 90s with a friend that wanted us to contribute to their zine with different, also kind of art and poems. So that's really fun that a lot of us got into it from friends in the 90s. Oh, yeah, Britpop like Spice Girls, Liz is asking. And nowadays you want to write about motherhood. We have some zines on motherhood that would be cool. Oasis. Oh yeah, they just toured recently. Well, I love that zines are all types, music zines, animal zines, emotion zines, Mother's Day zines. And I hope everyone's inspired here to create, if it's just for yourself or if you want to have a table at a zine fest or on display at a zine fair, art exhibit or library. Oh, and Renee's was into zines, introduced to zines in the 80s punk and goth scene. That's really cool too. Yeah, before the internet. So zines were a good way to document popular culture underground and distribute at music venues or bookstores and music stores. German punk scenes, cool. Oh, and it's been years since you made zines, Rosanna. Yeah, anytime. This is just an informal group to inspire each other and to get creative. And if anyone has questions on anyone else's process, because everyone does it a little different and there's always new ways and it's great to skill share. So how we got the page from Liz about how to make the format the zines. And if anyone wants to present next month, it's open to anyone. Or I can find also Zine Fest that are coming up and have them present to us about their Zine Fest. Like maybe I'll reach out to cool cat collectives and they could talk about all the cat zines they got. That would be fun and have a zine club just on cat zines.
Ziva, Shataya, maybe I could put something together for
Oh,
next month for
that'd be
June.
great. Yes, thank you.
Should I email you about that?
Yes,
Okay, I'll do that.
thank you. And I know, so we're all kind of local, and Monica's from Sacramento. So thanks for joining us from up north. And you probably heard of us through, well, I know there's a Santa Rosa Zine Fest, and they were a Zine Club guest once. So that's probably by you, maybe the Santa Rosa Zine Fest. Or Rosanna's in East LA. But I wonder, does Sacramento have a zine scene? The Sacramento Public Library may not have a collection, but maybe they have zine workshops here and there. So that'd be a good place to have zines, I think, in Sacramento with all the politics. Maybe you can make a zine and give it to someone about your ideas. Or
Yeah, I actually just went to the Santa Rosa, the International Print Day, on Saturday, which was pretty cool. And I think it's gotten pretty big now. And spent way too much money because I wasn't really aware that people do trades. I did get to witness someone trading a zine for a Pokemon card, which was pretty fun. And someone else for a button.
yeah, I love trading zines. I can come up with a handful, and sometimes I ask, or sometimes I look for the sign on the table that says up for trades, or they wear a button that says up for trades, and then you don't have to ask. You just say, can I trade this for you, the zine for one of your zines? And sometimes the zine tablers have specific zines just for trading. So some are for sale and some are for trade. So, but then some are free also. But I love trading zines. So then you get a whole bunch of zines when you get home, and that sounds like a good festival if you purchased a lot. There's a lot of good zine tablers, and I think they add them to their zine library collection. I think they have I know they have the Santa Rosa Zine Club. We had them here a year or so ago talk about their zine club and their partnership with the library. And
Yeah, they actually had they had a couple workshops there, but one was really beautiful. They had an ASL interpreter and then someone that was a Spanish interpreter, and then they did it in English, and like the initial language was English, and then the zine was kind of pre-printed, but it was about like how do you express yourself in language and what does language mean to you? So that was pretty cool that they did that. And then they had an ethics high school class come and do one on like how educators can bring. So whoever had brought up like the BIPOC one, it was about that. So that was pretty cool. And a lot of people had like little labels that said like it's this much if you're BIPOC.
oh, great. So like a sliding scale, different price scale. That's awesome to hear. Thanks for sharing that. And that have the ASL and the interpreters, Spanish interpreters. That sounds like a great idea for all Zine Fest to do something like that. And Liz, you went to the IE Print Zine Fair and walked away with 41 zines from trading. Wow, that's a lot. You could have your own circulating zine collection.
Yeah, just asked people. I just walked up to tables and I was like, I had like a selection of 5 zines and I was like, "Hey, are you at all interested in a trade?" And I think I only got one person that said no. Everyone else was like, "Sure." And then I was like, "Would you like to pick from one of mine and, can I take this one from yours?" And it was really fun.
That's awesome. I know John tables a lot. Do you trade a lot too? I know you have some that are for trading at your table.
Yeah, I'm always up for trades, but actually doesn't come up that often. Really, I don't. Most people are buying them, but I always welcome trades. Once in a while, I trade. Sometimes, like that zine I mentioned a minute ago, um, I was so excited by that weird article and all of the images in the archive that the article pointed to that I just made a bunch and gave them away. You know, like, hey, check this out. This article came out like this month, and I know that lots of people are into comics. You know, in the zine world. So there's so many different ways to do it. Yeah. I trade. I love it.
Oh, good. I love seeing everyone at the Z Bass and trading, and there's so many coming up. So everyone check out the website for the SoCal Zine events from John Dishwasher. We had it up earlier. Here, I'll copy it again. It's here it is in the events in Southern California where zines are bought, sold, or traded. And you've been doing this for a long time. So thank you for keeping that for the zine community in Southern California. All the lists. There's so many events. Thank you. And once again, thank you to Liz and everyone for sharing. And I look forward to next month with Shatia, and we're gonna have a nice presentation and hope to see everyone back next month. And unless we have any more questions, we'll end a little early. Thank you, Rosanna, for talking about the East LA zines too. Or that you want to make zines again, that it's been a while. We hopefully get your motherhood zine it started. Okay, thank you. Have a good May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. Looking forward to it too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.